Hell y'all, this is Elder Scrolls Total War, a mod for Medieval 2 Total War based on the famous Elder Scrolls universe. What you're listening to is part 1 of my Great House Dagoth campaign. At the start of each part of this series, there will be a recap for the previous video. For some backstory on Great House Dagoth, it's located in Morrowind on the island of Vardenfell, and it's led by Dagoth Yor. It was once the 6th Great House Morrowind, but it sort of had all of its records of its existence destroyed ages and ages ago. However, in secret, Dagoth Yor has been building up the house from his position within Red Mountain, which is a mountain located in the middle of Vardenfell itself. We have started a campaign, and we have an event called We Hail Lord Dagoth Yor. It tells us some background about Dagoth Yor. It also says how we're stuck in the middle of an island, and we're located in the Red Mountain, which is right in this area. We're in the Ashlands. And Vardenfell, the island we're on, that's part of Morrowind, the province, is split apart between different houses, different Dunmer houses, such as Redoran, Indoril, Hall, and Telvanni, and they are all going to be fighting against each other, maybe. And we are also told what our army will consist of, and these are slaves corrupted by Corporus, which is like a disease that is given to people through ash. There are victims of your divine design, dreamers who see the path, and sleepers who are chosen, and they can understand your plan, and they can help you make it real, help make our plans a reality. And our priority for right now is to push out of Ghostgate, push toward Ghostgate and knock it over, or capture it, really. But it's Ghostgate, it's owned by Indoril, the House Indoril. And speaking of House Indoril, the Great House Indoril is the one we have to eliminate as a faction. As a victory condition, we have to secure domination to win the campaign, and we must have 30 regions, including Dagoth Yor. We start off with that. Mournhold, Vivec, and Vivec. Vivec is down here. It's this floating city, and then after that we have Mournhold, and that's down here. So we got to take over this island, then push outward. As for generals, we have quite a few. We have Dagoth Yor, then we have all these other generals that can lead our army, and most of them are located inside settlements at the moment. We have 5 regions under lockdown right now. We also have, specifically for Great House Dagoth, we have our own special religion called the Cult of Dagoth Yor. And with that out of the way, let's begin making our opening moves. Let's merge these armies together with the factionaire.
Come, this is taking too long.
Then we're going to move south toward the Ghostgate. At Dagoth Yor proper, we're going to build, let's see, a market. Here, Odrassil will build a town watch. Corn exchange. Corn exchange is like a farm, which is what you usually need. Farms are important to have because of increase in tradable goods. We just need to push outward. Let's train some units at Dagoth Yor. Dreamers. And they're not very strong, but they'll have to do. We're going to take the units we have at Dagoth Yor that are already started off there. Take Dagoth Yor out.
Together we shall speak for the law and the land, and shall drive the mongrel dogs of the Empire from Morrowind.
Oh, goodness.
We are the gods now.
Let's take them all out and start gathering troops to push south. Dagoth Yor will ram into Ghostgate and knock. They will smash through Ghostgate, and no one will stop us once we accomplish that. Great House Dagoth in Morrowind is the antagonist faction that the player, the Neverine, must fight against. So we're playing as the bad guys, essentially, by the lore of Elder Scrolls, if you're going by that metric anyway. So let's end turn. I wonder if Great House Indoril is going to move any troops up to attack us, or at least garrison Ghostgate to make it harder for us to strike. Oh, actually, they're moving troops out. That's nice. Not complaining about that at all. Oh, they're going to go out. They may attack us, actually. That's a bold move, but they'll regret doing it. Candidate for adoption. We don't need them. We have tons of generals right now. Clockwork City. That's to the south. Oblivion Crisis script. Let's say yes to enable that. And that means the Oblivion Crisis will happen after a certain amount of turns goes through. After we complete a certain amount of turns, it will happen. The Oblivion Crisis is where these portals open up and all these Daedric hordes start coming out of them, and it's really chaotic. But that's in the distance. That's in the future.
Are the gods now?
That's why this Endor army, they want to retreat. Let's besiege the Ghostgate.
Shame on you.
Escape while you can.
Together let us free them cursed false gods. Come.
With these dreamers.
Come.
Get a couple more dreamers. Actually, let's get a diplomat. Well, that's a priest. That is a priest. That's not a diplomat. But what else can we do? Get some Dagoth Indus. Can't really get any troops from him. And Endosul. Oh, he has the Mask of Clavigus Vile. That's a Daedric Prince artifact. Oh, and our generals, our commanders,
Together we
all
shall
have.
speak for the law and the land, and shall drive the mongrel
They all
dogs
have
of the
this
empire from
retinue.
Morrowind.
Special retinue called the Banner of Dagoth that gives them +1 authority and troop morale. That helps with that. He has some helmet. Any other special retinues or artifacts these guys have? No? Okay.
The power of the heart flows through me and my
And
minions.
Dagoth Yor has Oriel's bow, which is concerning. So, he's very strong. If you look at his stats, he is immensely powerful, which is lore accurate. Very immersive. Nice job, Elder Scrolls team, indeed. Ghostgate, they're going to come out and fight, and that was not very surprising, but if we can beat them, that would be good. We have equal balance of power here, but Dagoth Yor is far powerful, far more stronger than the general they have. And what does he have for his bodyguard? Borient Emergers? I don't know what you call them. And he has one of those units that are like his bodyguard. Order of War Crossbowmen, Morrowind Spear Militia. Those are weak, but they're there. Order of War Men-at-Arms, and Boylan Emergers, and Order of War Archers. I am going to skip past the loading screen, and we'll just start on the battlefield when we're in a deploying phase for this engagement. Okay, we're on the battlefield. We're at the Ghostgate, and they're coming out to assault us, so they're going to attack us, I think. They should. Or are they going to go? I'll run inside. The Ghostgate is this custom map, specifically for this mod. As you can see, it's a gate. And we got to take the gate in order to win. I'm hoping they'll come out to fight us, but if they don't, we always have rams and ladders and whatnot. I'm not sure if ladders might be the best thing to use here, but we have them anyway. We also have rams being operated by these Corporus Stalkers. They're very light infantry in the grand scheme of things, but they do frighten enemy troops that are nearby. So let's start approaching with them. They're going to go forward. I'm not sure what the enemy can do. Let's drop this. What can the Corpus Lame do? Combat bonus in deserts, frighten nearby enemy, excellent morale, powerful charge. Let's keep that in mind. So let's move forward with this ram and speed things up. Actually, let's move this whole army forward slightly. So we're going to go forward and cover that ram and stand outside the gate. So we'll be ready for when the ram breaks through. Our lame Corpus Lame abandoned the ladders, and they also abandoned this other siege equipment. Oh no, we didn't take them off. We'll have this siege back here as reserve in case the battering ram we have going forward right now gets destroyed. They are going to come out to fight us though, and we need to engage them immediately. Let's swarm. Just swarm them completely. Who's at the front? We have Dagoth swordsmen in the front. Let's just get lined up and make a big battle line, because I think personally our troops will win in the one-on-one conflict in that clash. And here's Dagoth Yor and his retinue. He is a special unit. Like he's very powerful, immensely powerful. He's like a hero unit with his bodyguard. And look at all these abilities he has. He can inspire nearby troops to help their morale. He has a combat bonus in deserts. He can frighten nearby enemy troops. Excellent morale, powerful charge, very good stamina. So he's no joke. And he's probably going to be what we have to use to win this siege. Let's speed up. They're going to move their troops and start assembling outside as well. But we're going to wait for all of ours to do the same. The Order of War Men-at-Arms, there they are. Pause by accident. But the Order of War Men-at-Arms are coming outside. And soon we'll have this battle going on outside the Ghostgate. Let me me speed up one more time. Slow this ram down. Stop the ram. Stop. Just drop the ram. Let's stop. Let's charge. Just move all these troops in. Attack this isolated group. They are heavy infantry, so they're not going to break very easily, but it is what it is. We have double speed on. If they go inside, this is going to get really annoying. Because if they go inside, we got to get the ram out again. We can't give them the chance to run away. This is going to be a brawl. Just a freaking brawl. Yep, we just accept that this is a brawl. Let's send everybody in. Every single unit, go in. This is going to be a long brawl. Long melee brawl. We'll just keep Dagoth outside slightly for the decisive moment and just send all these troops in. They're going to be attacked by archers because this is basically a giant choke point in this tunnel over here. This giant tunnel over here. The only entrance in. There's no ways we can go around. It's just mountains all. No matter what direction we go, we have to go through this gate and nowhere else. This is our gate to the rest of Morrowind, and it's significant because if we don't win here, we're basically stuck. So let's drop this ram, actually, and send those troops forward. Dagoth is just going to hang out over here. Actually, let's move him back because he's going to come under attack from arrows. And those archers, they do have archers. We have no archers, but they will run out of ammo eventually. And when they do, we can move Dagoth back forward. The Buena mergers, I think, our mergers are doing chants to help their troops' morale. But yeah, Dagoth is just going to back up, and all these other troops are going to absorb arrow fire, which we'll have to do for now. Speed up. I hate to speed this up, but this is just going to be a long, drawn-out brawl anyway. And that means this will be a really long battle, especially with no time limits enabled. But yeah, those Buena mergers are very strong. But to be fair, they're not fighting the most powerful units we have available. These are stalkers. Like, their stats are not that great in the grand scheme of things. They're not really heavily armored, as you can tell by their appearance. Just, they're people with no shirts on. They have no shirts. First, they're fighting people with armor and, like, glass swords. I think that's that type of armor the Great House Indril troops have on, but they're just there to be there. They're fodder. And here's the Dagoth swordsmen. These are much more better than the stalkers we were using, who's also at the front line. But they are taking casualties as we're trying to fight this battle of attrition through this choke point. Let's speed things up again. I know it's looking a little laggy right now, I gotta speed things up. I apologize. Inside the Ghostgate, there are archers firing, trying to fire. They're doing a little bit of damage, but it was probably a good idea we moved Dagoth and his bodyguard back, because these are very elite troops, and I'm trying to save them for the most optimal time. But to be fair, the way this battle is going, we'll probably have tons of reserves left anyway, because we can't use a numbers advantage. Just one long grind. The battle for the tunnel continues. And I think these troops are probably going to end up fighting to the last man, because these are elite units, these buoyant mergers. And that is bad for us, because if we wanted a short battle, this is not it. But to be fair, this is a pretty decisive clash. And that would mean they'd probably want to send their best troops to fight in this battle. But they are taking casualties. We are grinding them down. They're running out of men gradually. As you can tell, their numbers are thinning. Our Dagoth swordsmen and their wonderful swords have done a lot of work to defeat them. And once we get through them, we're going to go into another line of defenses that may be a Order of War archers. They're significantly weaker than these guys, so that should not take as long as his initial melee should. Well, has. They're at 35 left. Using all we can. Let's use Dagoth and use his ability, rally troops. I don't want any troops to rout, because this is a huge horde. If one unit routs, a lot of them may rout as a result. They're nearly through. They're going to fight to the last man, probably. That's what they're doing. We got rain and lightning in the background. I think that is. If not rain, it's at least lightning. They will not go quietly. 11, less than 10 left? Yeah, they have less than 10 of those guys left. Almost gone. The last man. We can get closer to the action. They're fighting our stalkers and our swordsmen. The lame, actually that's the corpus lame. Those guys are a lot more powerful than the stalkers, I think. But once they're gone, let's charge into the archers. Start the charge. They're moving forward. Those archers are retreating. I think they're in skirmish mode, so they don't want to fight melee. But they don't have a choice. Can I see the inside of the tunnel? Yes, I can. Yeah, they're all moving in now. They're getting there. Even though they'll take some casualties getting there. And they are a lot weaker than the other units we were just fighting were. This is a very brutal fight in the Ghostgate. Hundreds of dead soldiers on both sides so far. There's no way we can just charge in. It's just a mob of troops. We have to slowly move in one at a time in this bottleneck. But the archers are being beaten back. They are taking a lot of casualties because they're not really good for melee clashes, especially with swordsmen, who are better units in terms of those kind of stats. Are they moving the men-at-arms forward? Maybe they are. Let's move Dagoth up and try to get more out of his rally troops ability, because as I've stated before, troops routing will be very bad, especially when it's this huge mass stuck in a tunnel. One unit breaks to all break. That's what I'm worried about. They have crossbowmen. Yeah, they're stuck in that fighting too. Or how much longer do we have in this? Oh my goodness, it's a huge clump. And there's... Okay, they're chanting. We'll get through one day. Even if this takes us an hour, we'll get through this tunnel and take the Ghostgate. We need it that badly. Crossbowmen are in the front line now. I think we destroyed that initial unit of archers that were there. And the crossbowmen are getting some punishment now. But I think they have some men-at-arms there, possibly. That's not good. Rally troops. Encourage the units to fight on. We're going to probably lose some troops entirely. Some units we have are probably going to be annihilated completely due to the amount of casualties we have to take to push inward. Go. These units have excellent morale and we're fine against, I guess, because they're not routing at all. Plus, I imagine their general is right in the back anyway, doing rally troops like Dagoth is. But we need to win. Goodness gracious. How many troops do they have left? What percentage? Let me look at the percentage bar down here. Percentage allies killed, 44%. Percentage enemies killed, 16%. It might be easier for us if we just take all these troops out and reassemble out here and let them come forward. If we can convince them to do that, that would be ideal. Yeah, let's just do that. Speed things up again, because we're taking too many casualties doing what we're doing now. Maybe those archers are out of ammo and they'll be forced to melee. We're going to take some casualties retreating. Let's move far back enough that we're forced to come attack us without having to use the defensive tactic of hiding in a bottleneck the entire time. There they come. Some heavy infantry. Let's move far, far back. They move very slowly, but they'll get there. This maybe was not the best call, but we need to fight in a more conventional manner, because pushing through that bottleneck is just doing us too much harm. Keep falling back. Can't speed it up any quicker. These Corpus Lame are really taking casualties. They're still eager in terms of morale, but they're just being defeated. I mean, they're being killed off as the stragglers are moving back. Are they going to move back into the tunnel again? Could we kill their commander? We could. I think that's the general's unit. They're doing that. Let's move these guys in to try and attack them. Dagoth, you'll actually go in. Maybe they'll come out with the rest of their army and fight us, but I don't think they will. There's a chance they won't. Let's send Dagoth. You're in, and they're taking that. They want to fight. They're charging into us. The stalkers are going to fight the emergers. And let's move this army up slightly, just in case they try to send some kind of rescue party out. Dagoth is going to take the field. Well, he was in the field, but he's going to actually fight now. Yeah, I believe that is their commander right there in that ebony armor. But once they're annihilated, that should really hurt the morale for their troops. And they're just being cut through easily. You know, these are elite units. They are very powerful, but they're going to just be cut through by this group here. Here comes some, what is this? Order of War men-at-arms. The heavy infantry, they haven't taken any casualties yet, but we're going to change that with this wave here, this other detachment of units. The melee continues. They're taking heavy casualties. Very good. Dagoth and his bodyguard have taken no casualties, even though they're on the front line of fighting now. They are very wounded, though. Some of the bodyguard are. And the Order of War men-at-arms are now facing 3 units of Corpus Stalkers, and that should at least keep them busy for now until we can move these more elite shock troopers to deal with them. I may have to use Dagoth and his bodyguards in a more combat, well, more... Yeah, half of our army is dead. That is bad.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. We've sent the base cur to hell.
The enemy general is dead. That is a victory. What was he? Silin Sarathi, gone. His troops are going to fight on probably to the last man because they're elite forces. But we are going to try and fight these lame and whatnot out here. I mean, these Order of War troops out here. They're nearly beaten. They're still eager, so their morale is very good. Goodness gracious. It might come down to having to use Dagoth to do battle. Let's move him back now. Rally. They chased after him, and now we're being shot at by arrows, which is bad. So let's move in these other troops and fight these Order of War men-at-arms and move Dagoth back because they're beaten and are taking arrow fire from everywhere, it seems. We're trying to push them back. It's so much of a grind to even do it. We have no magic units in this army. It's just nothing but melee, melee, melee. Look at all these dead troops. I think these casualties are surely from archer fire. And we can't do nothing about it to get to them. They're just hanging out back here, I think. Though all they have left is some archers. What is this? Spear militia, they're not that hard to beat. And then they have these elite troops in the back. Goodness gracious. Are they routing? Yeah, I think they're routing. Good. Keep them routing. Move these troops up. Get in the tunnel. They're routing. Keep it that way. Keep pushing. Who's wavering? Is that ours? No, that's them. They're fighting to the last man, but they're going to be slaughtered. Get in the tunnel again. We fight in the tunnel for a second time. Dagoth. Dagoth, the is taking too many casualties once again. I need to move him just out of the freaking way. If he dies, that is terrible. Our campaign will basically be over. This is really a brutal clash once again in the tunnels. For the second time, too. We have taken 71 casualties. The enemy has taken 41. So this has been a very brutal clash. And we have lost a lot of our troops. But to be fair, I think we had more... We had a lot more lighter troops in terms of armor than they did. Which really shows because we took far more casualties. And will this unit break? No, they're being steady. We can't flank around them. It's just such a brutal choke point for how Great House Dagoth has to go through just to get out into the mainland. Into the world, I mean. Just interact with other factions outside of Great House Enderal. Hopefully, even if we do lose this battle, we'll have another go. And we should be able to hopefully, well, win the second battle. But this is going to do a number on our troops, and it's greatly going to weaken the garrison. Greatly weaken the garrison they have at the Ghostgate. If we fail somehow. We still have troops in the field that have tons of decent morale, like excellent morale, and they're up front in the battle, but these Dreamers, for example, they have good morale. They're not excellent morale, though, so they're not that great. And these guys, these corporate stalkers, have no abilities out of grant. They have no information about what their morale is, so I'm not surprised if they'll break. And the issue is they're our main troops. That's what we have the most of in this army for this siege. Pushed them back. One unit got annihilated. One unit of Dagoth swordsmen fought to the last man. Do those archers still even have ammo? They aren't firing anymore, so I imagine they don't. Let's move Dagoth Yor in to rally the troops again. Look at him. All of his bodyguard are completely beaten up. I'm not sure if he is. Yeah, he's a little wounded. Probably not a good idea to use him in melee right now. Even as a reserve, if we have to. If it gets down to it and we have to use Dagoth Yor or retreat, I'm going to choose retreating, because if he dies, that's bad. That's really bad. That needs to be prevented at all cost. Yes, I know. We have taken 74% casualties, and the enemy has taken 46%. That is what the stats are at now. I think our entire army is going to be destroyed in this battle. And then we're going to have to come back. Which will be fun. I didn't want to fight a second battle for the Ghostgate, but I may have to if we can't get through. We still got to fight these Boyne Emergers if we get through. And there's 2 units of them. These guys are elite troops. They don't die easily. We're getting to them, though. I don't think they'll break either, because this is a siege, and they'll just try to retreat, and they'll just retreat to this place they control. For now, all they do is just chant and help morale for their troops. Rally troops again. Push, push. We're fighting Order of War crossbowmen. They're at the front line now. They're going to be destroyed, though, shortly, because they're not very good for melee. But we are taking some casualties as we go through them, which is inevitable, but at least they're not elite troops in a little confined area. They're nearly dead. Nearly there. 7. 7 crossbowmen. Rally troops again. Dagoth is just going to play a supporting role for the rest of this battle. And if we start losing, we're going to just withdraw and admit defeat. Goodness gracious, they're fighting to the last man. Of course they are. Charge. Everything, charge. Those Dagoth swordsmen are going to be destroyed. Move Dagoth slightly forward. And now we're out of the tunnel. That took 20 minutes, I believe. And now we gotta fight these elite troops who have very good morale and they have very good stamina because they have not done anything the entire battle except chant. Which, I'm not sure about you, but using your vocal cords is something you don't need to worry about if you're going to be swinging swords. But yeah, our units are taking a beating now, which was expected, but this is just brutal. Yeah, I think it's safe to admit this is a defeat. Let's retreat all of our troops where we can salvage. So let's pick some troops up, and we're going back, because some of these guys are just dead. They're gone. Who's in the very front? We can't keep all these troops. We need to have a fighting force to withdraw. Who's up here? Who's at the front line? These guys? And these guys. Okay, everyone else is going home. They're fighting to the death for the greater good of Dagoth Yor's army. We are withdrawing. They're fighting to the last man. Thank you for your sacrifice, but we're leaving. I wonder if they'll be able to kill them and come after us. I'm not sure. And the Dagoth swordsmen are going to get away with one guy left. His entire unit has been destroyed. It's a shame we have to retreat, but it's better than having this entire army destroyed because they have very bad morale. They're very tired, I mean. Their stamina is very low. They fought for too long. This has been a very long battle by my standards. These units are going to fight to the death. Dagoth is going to be the first to probably exit the battlefield. Then all of his troops are going to follow. We'll have to come back for round 2 for the Battle of Ghostgate. The first Battle of Ghostgate is essentially over, and we're just trying to make it out with what we can. But just look at the carnage, all the devastation of all these troops. That's easily 1,000 men. 1,000 entities on the battlefield. And all of the troops we left as a fighting force to hold back Great House Enderil have been killed, and the Boy and the Mergers are not going to pursue us. They're going to go back to chanting. Oh, they're moving now. What are they going to do? They had no cavalry themselves, so it's not like they can really properly pursue us. And Dagoth is leaving. I am going to end this. Well, not end. This battle is over, but I'm going to just end. How to say this? I'm going to skip ahead to the post-battle results and save you the time of having to watch this entire army flee and retreat. What's left of Lord Dagoth's beaten army has retreated, and we deployed about 2,000 men in this battle, and we lost 1,688, so that's way more than half, and they had 1,657, and they lost about half of that. I think almost half of that, but not quite there. And we'll have to recover from this defeat for sure, but I'm going to end this part here. Do check out the mod in the description below, and I'll see y'all later in the next part. Bye.